Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV.
In a world where the quality of information available to poorer communities is doctored, tainted and sometimes regressive, where the words fake news have come to mean other people's opinions, it is vital to rely on news platforms with journalists who have feet on the ground and can report the truth. New York PARROT, a New York-based national and global news outlet, is changing the narratives of media operations. We focus on the news that matters, like self-empowerment, entrepreneurship, finances, health, security, politics, and more. We strive to curb violence, racial and economic discrimination, and to promote peace and socio-economic development of multiculturally diverse world. As we give voice to the people, we also give your business a voice and make it heard. Get your product and services off the ground by advertising on our fast-growing platform. With so much of daily visits to New York PARROT, you can't afford to be invisible to prospective clients on the website they trust the most. Our posts reach millions of people across the New York State and around the world. Advertising on our news site will unlock an audience of thousands of potential customers on your doorstep. New York PARROT is born to prosperously speak tomorrow for the voiceless.
Hello, welcome to World Inkers Network. I know you guys have been waiting for this. It's been a long time since we've been on, but this is one of our times, Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm Dustin Pickering, your noble and honest host, as usual. Thanks for joining us today. Today we have Sandeep Kattel. Sandeep Kattel was born in PARROT, the capital of Providence #1, and he is an MA in English Literature. He has been engaged in various colleges of PARROT and at a bachelor's level for the last 9 years. His inclination towards the cosmos of literature invigorated him from the early times, which eventually pushed him to use his creativity to the utmost level. Hence, that creativity got a concrete form through this debut novel, which is, you see the cover behind me there. His hard work is for more than 2 years is about to yield him the title of a novelist. He's about to take giant leaps in the writing fraternity as he has already started working on his next project, a self-help book. It includes the success stories of ordinary people, one-of-a-kind concept. He has been continuously honing his writing talent by penning short stories well. You can access these short stories through www.myfictions.com. Welcome to the show today, Sandeep. How are you?
Hey, Dustin. Good evening from here and good morning from there. Okay, for there. So just thank you so much for this program first, and I'm just so fine. I'm so fine. I'm fine here, and hope that everyone is good here. And salute to everybody. Greetings to everyone from Nepal, the land of Himalayas, Everest, and Gautam Buddha.
Excellent. So my first question for you would be, what prompted you to write? I'm especially curious, why a self-help book? Why is that something you aspire to do?
That one self-help book?
Mm-hmm.
Just about that self-help book or about this writing process?
Just in general, and specifically, I'm curious why you were interested in self-help literature.
Okay. So if I'm to talk about the interest that I developed in the course of writing, just we have to go back to the time 2010. Okay. Back in 2010, I started reading books. Basically, I used to read fiction book, and in the later part of my life, let's say some 4-5 years later, I started reading self-help books as well. So back last year in 2021, what I thought was that why not utilize all those learnings that I had got from those books, both kind of books like self-help and fictions, to write my own book. So those things that I had, those ideas that I got by reading those kind of books suddenly came to my mind. Okay, and I thought that yes, now I must write a novel. Okay, I must write a novel. So thereafter, what I did was that I just for first thought about the topic that I am to write. So just I got a kind of idea regarding this writing, by collecting all those things that I had learned from this book. So I
Hmm.
just got started into the world of literature, and that almost around in sorry almost that around 6 months. Okay, in around
Hmm.
6 months, I completed my that debut novel, and that way just I got started with it.
So when you started writing and you started publishing as well, did you have an expectation for where your book would go, or who would read it, what kind of audience you would have, or anything like that?
Okay, just audience, I think it will be suitable for 15 and up. Okay, and I just have a visual, just kind of visual visualization in my mind that it will go around the world. Okay, I am hoping that since this is the first novel, okay, debut novel, okay, and as everyone does, okay, everyone has such kind of expectation that his or her novel will be a super hit one. So I have
Hmm.
also expected that this novel, which is basically a suspense one, means it has got every kind of thing, like it has got family drama, it has got emotions, and the most important thing, it has got a suspense that will leave you stunned at the end. Okay, so I hope that this will go well with all the people around the world. That's my visualization, and now let's see how well can it be manifested.
It's interesting. So, did you, when you were putting together the ideas for this novel, did you write down, jot down ideas about how the structure would take place, or how did you go about, actually putting together the plot line?
Okay, if just I'm to tell about it, one interesting story will be formed here, okay, regarding the procedure that I have followed.
Hmm.
So what I did was that before I just actually started writing novel, I did some kind of research for 1.5 years. It is not that just the idea came to my mind and just I sat down with a pen and jotted down all of the ideas and wrote everything that was in my mind. It is not like that. For almost about 1.5 year, I got engaged in research. Okay, so if you are to ask what kind of research it is, okay, let me tell you. What one thing I have mentioned here in the book. Okay, one point just I want to tell you,
Hmm.
in the name of these cafes and restaurants, people have been just running a kind of racket. Okay, a kind of racket related to flesh trade. So I
Hmm.
wanted to highlight that fact through this novel. So what I did was that I did some kind of research for 1.5 year. Okay, 1.5 year, just I went to the such kind of cafes where such kind of hidden things are done, being just without coming in front of the police and without coming in front of the legal, let's say, authorities. So I went there, just gather information about it, and thereafter doing research for 1.5 year, I just got an idea, vivid idea, what I was to write about. Okay, so what I
Hmm.
was write about. Thereafter, I started writing, but in course of writing also, just what I was going to write, I would plan that some few days before. Like suppose if I am writing tomorrow, then I would just have a structure, let's say skeletal about that writing, what I'll be writing about, what that plot will be about, some 3 4 days before. And that was one of the most useful let's say trick that I used, and successfully I was able to complete this novel within 5 months. Okay, so
Hmm.
let's say that though this is the product of 5 months, though this novel was completed 5 months, this is the product of my this is the product of my 2 years of labor. 1.5 years, 1.5 years I spent doing research, and remaining 5 month, just I spent doing just writing down the story and giving it a full finished form.
Interesting. So, what spurs your creativity? What keeps you, alert in writing, and what interests you the most? I mean, is there something in life that you find that just, I guess irks you to an extent that you have to write about it?
Okay, so one quotation I have heard, and just I that question has always stuck in my mind. The greatest leaders in the world are readers. Yes,
Hmm.
so that quotation has struck me very much. So that thing also, that is the same thing that I have been following as well. I am very fond of reading books. So before I write any kind of thing, I just write the just read the book related to the genre that I am writing, collect some information about it, and let's say that these all creativity are the outcome of all those books, those research, let's say those other literary books that I have consulted, which has been able to immerse the author out of me. That's the secret.
So you do a lot of reading and just absorb everything that's
Yep.
that you pull. You just pull in like you're just like a sponge, you know. Just
Yes.
grab all that knowledge and just put it and kind of like
Yes.
work it into your own literature.
Yep.
Is there any particular subject matter that you find most fascinating?
Subject matter, just I'm subject matter means in what sense? Just
Well,
subject
I
matter
mean,
means in,
go ahead.
so the subject matter means in what kind of subject matter are you talking about? Just please clarify me about
Like
that.
things that interest you that you bring into your work specifically. Do you see that you have a
Okay.
running set of themes or anything in your writing that you work into that
Okay.
you just keep running into them and you can't escape it?
Okay. Okay. See, that things just one point. Okay, one point I'll just mention you. The things that I write, that I just jot down in my writing, are basically things that I have experienced, that I have seen around me. Okay, I have seen that I am very much interested. I am very much fond of writing about all those things, giving a shape to those things which I experience, which I see from my own point of view. Okay, for example, uh, let's see. Okay, this is my debut novel that you have
Hmm.
got the background.
Hmm.
See, this debut
Hmm.
novel. Okay, one point just I want to include from this book. The character of this book, that male character of this book, the protagonist, let's say the protagonist, I have made him I have made him in such a way that he is also he has also been shown as a nod bookworm. Okay, so
Hmm.
what I do is basically the characteristics that I possess, or let's say the things that I see around me, the people that I meet, the places that I go, where I go, I always include those things in my writing, and this has been one of the greatest sources of writing for my stories and every kind of thing that I write. That's the point.
Hmm.
I mean,
Absolutely.
uh, I write what I see, I write what I imagine, I write what I experience, I write what other people think. Okay, such kind of things has been the subject matter of my stories and all those kind of things that I'm writing.
Is there any a particular book that just continues to inspire you throughout the years? You keep going back to it and just absorbing what it has to say to you.
Yep. There's one book. Okay, there's one book that I found recently, just few months back. Okay, I just started reading that book. Shall I show that book? Okay, just a minute. Okay.
Yeah, sure. You're watching World Anchors Network. I'm Dustin Pickering. We have Sandeep Kattel with us today. Go
Okay,
ahead.
sure. So the one book that I have found the most interesting one in the recent days is this one. Save the Cat writes a novel.
Hmm.
See, so what this book is about? This book has given you in detail about all the genres of novel that exist till now, and with reference to the let's say those books that have been already published under those genres, the writer has given step by step formula how to sorry how to write all those kind of books that he has talked about here. So
Hmm.
this is one of the most interesting book that I have found, and the
Hmm.
next one is this one, Your Writing Coach. See, by Jürgen Wolf. Okay, so in this also the writer is given how to pitch your idea, how to just brainstorm the ideas and jot down into paper, and how to just develop your creativity through different kind of means that will help you ultimately become a powerful author. These all steps have been mentioned here very clearly. Okay, though there are many books that I had read previously related to literature, related to the writing procedure, but these are the two most important books right now that I have found, which is, let's say, the elixir for all kind of authors around the world. Okay, if
Hmm.
so suppose if you want to write some kind of, let's say, suspense novel, so what should be the structure of a suspense novel, what should be the ingredients of a suspense novel, what should be the turning point, what should be the, let's say, climax, everything has been mentioned here properly with reference to the same genre book that have been published previously. So I think this is, let's say, one of the let's say that elixir for every kind of author around the world, who which can help them emerge out the real talent inside them. Means they will not have any kind of confusion what they are writing, what to write, how to organize, like plot structure, how to manage the climax. Everything has been mentioned here very clearly, and I think this is one of the most useful book that I have found in the recent days that
Mhm.
has helped me nurture my writing talent.
Excellent. So, how long do you think it would take you to write another novel?
Let's say 5 to 6 months, because I have already started that one as well. Okay,
Okay, great.
started that one as well, and next one that I am writing, okay, though it will take time, and it is a self-help book that I am writing.
Hmm.
And this self-help book is let's say a kind of a different kind of book. Okay, one thing that I noticed while reading self-help book, okay, two things I noticed while reading the self-help books. Whatever book you read regarding the self-help regarding this self-help genre, two things are always common. First thing, they always talk about the mindset. Okay, that is one of the common things, and my book is also the same point, no problem, no doubt. But another thing that I noticed was that every self-help book, this way or that way, they always relate to the famous people around the world. For
Hmm.
example, if you get to read any kind of self-help book, then what you will get to know is that from that book, or what you will get to know get to read in that book is that you will either get to know the information regarding Steve Jobs, like let's say Warren Buffett, like our that Jeff Bezos, and everyone else, every those people about whom we have a lot of information. Yes, and what these writers have been doing, okay, in my view, okay, how right I am, I don't know, but so based on my analysis, I'm telling it. And these all other writers have always been this way or that way, including those information that we already know. We know about Jack Ma, right? We know
Hmm.
about Jeff Bezos. We know about just Steve Jobs. We know about Mark
Hmm.
Zuckerberg. And always these stories are rotated in all those self-help books. And what I thought was that there are many people in between those Jack Ma and Steve Jobs, like you and like me, who have faced extreme adversity and who have moved from point A to point B, achieving the high level of success. So what I thought was that why not include their stories? After all, inspiration is not something that you find only in Steve Jobs or Jack Ma, or only in Jeff Bezos. That inspiration can be found even by reading your story. If you have faced a certain kind of extreme level of adversity, and if you have overcome that by your own effort, that will also be a one kind of inspiration for the world. So what I thought was that why not include the success stories of such people like me, let's say layman like you, okay, like you, like me, who have faced certain kind of problem and who had come over those problem. Okay, it is not that, okay, it is not that I don't mean to say that this book is just a simple story, a simple book that includes the story of such people who have faced problems. See, everyone faces problem, you also face problem, I also face problem, right?
Hmm.
But I have included the stories of those people who have faced extreme problem, extreme adversity, and who have moved from point A to point B. Okay, so let me say some more interesting thing about this book.
Hmm.
Shall I go with it?
Go ahead.
Okay, so in course of this writing this book, I just interviewed over 50 people, and among them is one of the man. Among them is a man from the UK, and his name is Perry Power. Right, his name is Perry Power. So I got to know about him that he was just he had also gone through many kind of problems. Like he was one point I will tell you about him. He was a victim of childhood abuse, and now he has come out of that. He has come out as a victim. Okay, he has come out as a let's say that a successful person. He utilized that knowledge, that experience of being a childhood victim of sexual abuse, and he has been able to save the life of many people like him who have gone through the same situation. So just one story is of that person called Perry Power from the UK, and there are many other people whose story I have included. And the only message of this book that I am writing is that success, or let's say inspiration, is found everywhere else. It is not only in the story of Jack Ma, it is not only the story of Jeff Bezos. That is the main theme which I have included in this book, but it will take time. Maybe by the end of the next year, it will be ready, most probably.
Interesting. That sounds fascinating. We're going to take a brief break and a brief commercial break, but we'll be right back with some of your writing, Sandeep. Thanks for joining us today.
Okay, thank you.
Are you curious about financial literacy? Then take a look at Professor Anthony Rivecchio's new program on Parrot TV. It's called Financial Focus University. This is an excellent program to learn about questions related to your own finances post-COVID, if how you can manage your money, how you can work with your tax situation. And this is an excellent and informative discussion of financial literacy. With Professor Anthony Rivecchio, your financial problems will be solved at Parrot TV with Financial Focus University.
Okay, we can go now. Is my voice audible? Is my voice audible, Dustin?
Welcome back to World Linkers Network. Thanks for watching. We have Sandeep Kattel with us today. So if you're watching, thanks for joining us and viewing this program. Subscribe to the New York Parrot channel and the World Linkers Network channel while you're watching. And keep some comments on if you want to comment during the show. We'd love to hear what you have to say. So let's see what Sandeep has to say amongst his writings, and we'll go ahead and read a sample for us.
Okay, sorry, from the book. Do you want me to read from the book or from my that blog?
It's up to you.
Okay, so just I'm going to read a very small extract. Okay, a small extract
Okay.
from one of my stories that I published some week back in my blog www.myfictions.com. Okay, that has been now though unfortunately that has been blocked temporarily for now because it has not been renewed. But from that part, just I would like to read one story that has gained a lot of let's say views. Okay, so let me just prepare for it. Just a minute.
Watching World Anchors Network, we have Sandeep Kattel with us today. He's from Nepal. You can check out his work at myfictions.com.
Okay, just a minute. I'm taking it out.
And this is his book cover in the background here. Patch of Heaven, I believe it's called.
Yep, it's Path of Heaven.
Excellent. So if you're watching, you can leave comments. You can anything you want to say about the programming today, or any comments or questions you have. We're getting ready to release Parrot Series 4, The Literary Parrot. So if you want to take a look for that, that's going to be due December 20th. If you're one of our guests or one of our wonderful people that have published on our website at www.worldinkers.com, we want to hear from you. Submit to publication.worldinkers@gmail.com. Are you ready, Sandeep?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so this is a story that was published in that blog I told you, www.myfictions.com. But it has been down. Okay, the server is down for some kind of maintenance purpose. But I had got the backup of that story here in my laptop. So just I'm reading some part of it. Okay, and the title of the story is Nights at Thamel. Before Just I read the story. Let me tell something about it. In this story, what I have done is that I have explored the that one of the places of Kathmandu Valley, that is capital of Nepal, and there is one famous place in Kathmandu Valley called Thamel area. So if you have ever been to Kathmandu Valley, Thamel is famous for its nightlife. So what I have done in this story is I have explored what kind of activities go there in Thamel at night, and this has been done by the viewpoint of an Australian man called Simon Wallace. The character that I have just mentioned here, Simon Wallace, is an Australian one. And how does he just look at the nightlife of Thamel, and what kind of experience does it get to know at Thamel, and what kind of thing does he want people to correct, to improve regarding the nightlife of Thamel that has been described here. So just shall I go with it, Dustin?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, see. Simon Wallace was getting his things packed for Kathmandu, Nepal. He was originally from Melbourne, Australia, and was the owner of a publication house. Around the year, he got busy working with the publication of different books covering a wide range of genres. His publication house was considered to be a reputed one in Melbourne, and that was the very reason for his clockwork schedule throughout the year. He had also published two books which had hit the market. To be forthright, he was an emerging author as well. Hence, his fame was spread both as a publisher as well as writer. He has set up a very interesting routine, which he executed annually for a month. He used to take break from his hectic schedule and visit the places of his choice. This was particularly done because he wanted to enrich his writing capacity through the exploration of new places, people, and their lifestyle. He had a strange habit of noting down anything that he found worth to be portrayed for his writing, either that was while walking, traveling, or in course of doing any kind of work. Now, from this part, okay, let me just skip to the part where he moves to Kathmandu and where he gets to know about the nightlife of Tamil. So let me read that part, okay?
Okay, go
See.
ahead.
Okay. So from there, what he does is that, okay, I'll just tell the background of the story. From there, he goes to Kathmandu, and one of his friend in Kathmandu called Suman. Okay, his friend Suman was there, and he takes him to enjoy the nightlife of Tamil. So in Tamil, what he gets to see is really an amazing one, and really something that he had not expected of. So now let's see what he gets to see in that Tamil. See,
Go ahead.
at 10 at night, both of them came out to sour themselves in Tamil's nightlife. As Tamil area started, people of different ages and gender could be seen on the street. The appearance of a foreigner at night gave those people searching for customers a different joy. There were third genders too, and the streets seemed to be covered by them only. They look like boys, but they are clad in girls' dress. Are they the same that I am thinking them to be? Simon inquired. What have you thought them to be? Suman asked. Third genders, to be straightforward. You have nailed it, bro. That's perfect. Time to catch my opportunity. Simon said. What? Are you going to enjoy with one of them tonight? Most probably, Simon replied. Be aware. They will rob you of everything. Give your belongings to me and go if you want. Now, from here, what Simon does, he goes to that person who was standing there. Probably that person was third gender, and that third gender is none other than the place. Let's say the people who are involved in flesh trade of that area, Tamil area. So thereafter, he goes with her to the room, and what happens in the room? Now let's see there. Okay. So should I stop here? Should I go on, Dustin? What shall I do?
If you want to continue reading, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So okay. Suman drove the bike and Puri sat behind Simon. Okay, the person, okay, that third gender I was talking about, the name of that person was Puri. Puri means in Nepali that is called fairy. Okay, in Nepali, the meaning of Puri is fairy, Fairy, fairy. So the name of that third gender person standing there was Puri. And when he went there with Puri to have certain kind of, let's say, physical, to enjoy the physical relationship, Puri was shocked when Simon did not want to do those kind of things that other people like to do. So what he wanted to do was that he wanted to know about her story. So when she knew that, she got ready to tell about her story, though she let's say rejected it in the beginning. Now what, so this Simon got to gets to know regarding the life of Pari. So I'm reading from that part. See, Simon, I'll wait for you outside. Give me a call after you are done, Suman said. No need to go out, Suman. Stay here, Pari said. I'm not going to share bed with him. I'm going to share my story. Hence, nothing is there to be ashamed of. Suman was bamboozled on hearing this, but with the gesture resentment from Simon as well, he decided to stay there. From where do you want to know my story? Pari asked. Go from the beginning, Simon replied. Then Pari began the long untold story. My hometown is Lakeside Pokhara. I was born as Prem Guru. Being the dweller of Pokhara, my family was engaged in tourism sector. My dad had opened a hotel targeting tourists as soon as he got married. My mother helped him in his works and soon they were able to extend their property as well as business. I was their second child and the first one was Namita, my sister. There was no problem in our life as everything was fulfilled by God's grace. The problem arose when I reached teenage. I started getting interested in boys and loved being dolled up like a girl. Though my biological gender was male, I realized that my social gender was that of a female. It bothered my parents at the pinnacle. It dates back to the year 2010. At that time, very few people had opened up with the cases like that of mine, but I could not suppress it for a long time. Then began the real series of tragedy. I was outcast from the school, friend circle, and even my own family. Though my sister understood my situation, it was still a wolf's cry for my parents to understand me. I completed my bachelor's degree and somehow flew here in Kathmandu. Making ends meet in Kathmandu is like chewing iron beaten rice. I applied for job in many places but got rejected everywhere because of my appearance. Okay, so that's it. Just agreed.
Well, thanks for reading that. Are you able to get back on here where we can see you, or is there a problem? There you are. Okay. So, where can we find more of your work? Where is there a website or a publisher that's working with your books right now?
Books, I think just it will be available on Amazon worldwide. Right now, it will be published here only in Nepal, and thereafter, probably within a month, I will be publishing it worldwide through Amazon, KDP, and both. I think it will go on with paperback as well.
Do you have a blog? I think you said myfictions.com.
Yes,
Okay.
myfictions.com, but it is down now due to some server problem. I'm just maintaining it. It will be just fixed soon.
Excellent. So, do you have any words of advice for your fellow writers out there who are, curious about how to break through the market, or maybe get started with their first poetry collection, or you write a new story? Or do you have anything you would like to say in words of
Okay.
advice?
Okay, just I was waiting for this question because I just I want to share this my experience. Okay, maybe that may not work for everyone, but I think that is the common case that I have found in case of many people. So just let me say something about it. So far your writing aspect is concerned, what I think is that first thing that you might be hesitating to write is simply because you think that you don't know where to collect the subject material from. So as I told you just a while ago to Justin, just be clear in your mind that subject matter for writing is always moving around you. Okay, see the people around you, see the surrounding, see the activity around you, see your society, see your even your family, see even your friend circle. You can draw a lot of experience, a lot of subject matter from all those things that are around you. So that is the first point of advice. You do not need to go anywhere else, or you do not need to have a very high imaginative mind to find out a good story for you. This is the first point, because this can be found around you. This is always flying around you. You just need to pick up what you need to do, that can be done from the everyday common activities that you are doing. Second thing, there's one saying, the water in a faucet does not come out until and unless you open the tap, right? Open it. So in the same way, your writing quality, your writing journey, either that is as a story writer, either that is a novelist, or either that is a poet, it won't be nurtured until and unless you start writing. So whatever may be the problem, no matter, okay, whatever may be the problem, just don't care with it. Don't care whether you are grammatically right, whether you are grammatically wrong, whether you are just creating that scene that is able to hook the audiences or not. do not care about any kind of thing. Okay, because these are the things that have been hampering your let's say quality, hampering you to emerge the true writing quality inside you. Okay, so
Mhm.
just be sure that whatever you write it for yourself. Don't care about any kind of grammatical rule. And third, but I think not the third but not the last one. Okay, let's say last but not the least, always have certain kind of books around you that will give some idea regarding the let's say just the subject material that are to be included in writing. Okay, just a while ago I told you that the subject material are just moving around you, you can catch them, but it will be much better if you get to read certain kind of books that are related to your writing, because the most appreciable or the popular leaders in the world are readers. So same thing applies in case of writing as well. The more you read, the more you just get on touch with certain kind of books, certain kind of other literature, the more your writing quality will be nurtured. So these three pieces of advice, okay, though it may not be applicable in case of everyone, that I'm telling it from my personal point of view. If you follow these three pieces of advice, I think that to a large extent you can just get out of this writer's block. That's it.
So, would you like to share any thank yous or shout outs to friends and family supporters of any kind?
Okay, so this program, okay, let's say this podcast that I'm able to attend, because it is the, let's say, grace of my friend Susan Thapa, who is common friend to you as well. So much thanks to him, because he got me in touch with you, and thereafter just I'm able to attend this live webinar today, and I got to express what I got to express my feelings, my thoughts regarding the writing. And
Mhm.
next important thing, I would like to thank you as well, because you considered me as a that guest of this show, and you got gave me the chance to express out all my feelings as well. So thank you to everyone who gave me this chance, including you, Sushant, and everyone else. And one humble request to all: please, since this is my debut novel of Patch of Heaven, I would be grateful if you would read this and just give your views regarding this book. Okay, I don't mean to say that I need good reviews. I need is honest reviews. Means
Mhm.
whatever thing you feel, either that is weakness related to the novel, either that is good point, good thing. Okay, good thing you will obviously point out. I know that, but I would be grateful if you could point out some weak point as well, because pointing out the weak things, or let's say weak aspects of this writing, will help me as a stepping stone for my next career of writing, or let's say
Mhm.
for my upcoming book. So while sorry, after reading the book, if you've got any kind of curiosity, any kind of, let's say, reviews, please say as you are thinking. Okay, it is not that since he's my friend or she's my friend, or let's say this is the first novel, so I'll just give only the good reviews. Not like that. Whatever you feel, point out the good points, point out the bad points, point out the weaknesses, point out the strength. If that can be done, that will be much help for me in my upcoming career as a writer.
Well, thanks for joining us today. It's been really pleasant talking with you, Sandeep, and I wish you the best with Patch and your other fine works. And we'll definitely, if you get another book out, give us a ring to let me know, and I'll get you back on the program.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Justin, for this opportunity. Have a
You're
great
very
time.
welcome. Have an excellent day. If you want to
Okay.
donate to our program out there, if you guys are watching and you will just happen to have a little spare change, you can donate here at paypal.me/nyparrot right below my chin there. Paypal.me/nyparrot. If you want to be on the program, or if you want to submit to our website at worldinkers.com, I'll put that up here too as well. You can send me a bio and a photo of your work. A book if you're doing your first book, or you're working on some articles or whatever you're doing. Send me a copy of that. If as a guest writer, you can contact me at publication.worldinkers@gmail.com. Don't forget that dot; it's very important. Dots are very insignificant unless they're in email addresses. Just kidding. Remember periods at the end of every sentence. Anyway, so thanks for joining us today, Sandeep, and we'll definitely be in contact with some more people out here pretty soon to get on this show and get this show running well and regularly as we want. And remember that our book, our next book, the Literary Parrot Series 4, will be out approximately January 14th. If you have not submitted, you've been on this program or been on our website, I want to hear from you. Just send me something, and send me your new poem, a short story, some photographs. If you have any literary gatherings that you've taken photos of, or just artistic photographs that you think would be good in a book, send it to me at that same email, publication.worldanchors@gmail.com. And remember, that's for guests on the program or those who have been on our website in the last year. So keep an eye on this program. We're coming around on our second year. So definitely help us out with some donations, as well as some, suggestions of people to put on the show. Thanks again to Sandeep, and you guys out there have an excellent day, and we'll keep in touch. And just remember, get to writing, do some excellent writing, do some fun writing, and just enjoy life in the spirit of life. And I will definitely be back here again soon to talk with you guys. So you have an excellent day. Thank you so much.
Called Everybody Has a Purpose. It's from our CD, Everybody Has a Purpose.
Story